What is your general perception of post-secondary students?
That they're young and they like to party.
What do I think about college lifestyle?
Yeah. Hey, fantastic. They have a good
Party.
time. Yeah.
Like
Jersey Shore.
I think students, once they're on campus in that campus life, they definitely take the studies seriously, I think. But then there's always that, other influences.
My heart goes out to them. It's a big decision, and I look at them and I see a lot of mature kids who are really shooting for that maturity and those big decisions in life, and there's a lot on their plate.
All right, well, my name's Graham, 20 years old, media student at Guelph-Humber University, second year. I'm an aspiring broadcaster, and I am currently paying for my own education, whether it is now or later.
One of the biggest stresses I face being a student is probably getting everything done on time.
Midterms and exams, man.
Exhausting.
My least favorite part of university life is trying to balance school, work, and everything else that comes along with it.
I find that the everyday stress of school affect me in a lot more aspects of my life that I would expect.
Thinking about having to do homework and work and all that stuff. I just recently started a new job, so it's just everything at once, it seems like.
I want to be getting a job, and I hope that my university degree can get me one, like my parents have said that it would.
When I think about the effects school has on me, it has me feeling kind of morose, kind of overwhelmed. There's a lot of anxiousness in there because, juggling the workload is, it's hard to stay afloat. Kind of feels like I'm drowning,
Yeah, so just got history communication essay was due this morning. Struggling all night to do that. I've got a group presentation later on today. Facebook blog post was due today. Got the radio show today, which I have to do research for still. Got another mini essay due tomorrow. Meanwhile, trying to work and everything. I had to work a few days in a row, and this is all in the same week. And everything's just piling up right now.
About 80% of who we see walks in the door with personal issues. Everything is on the rise, stress is on the rise, depression and anxiety are completely on the rise. And what we're seeing right now, because of the time of the semester, is people just being completely overwhelmed, starting to feel maybe a bit of depression, a bit of anxiety, not being able to concentrate. We've got a withdrawal date looming in a couple of days. So it's just complete, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't focus, I can't concentrate, I can't get out of bed sometimes, I don't want to go to class, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so this morning, fucking stressful. Alarm didn't go off, woke up at 8:30, class was at 8, assignment due. Had to get here, got here at 10, dropped it off in the drop-off box because I didn't know if class was still in session. Had to run down to financial aid to talk to them, deal with the money issues. Friggin', I have to pay over $1,000 by December 2nd. $840 is supposed to come from OSAP for the 30% back, but she's telling me today that if I don't have that by December 2nd, that I gotta cover it, because otherwise I can't write my exams. So now I gotta go call OSAP and bitch them out, because what the hell is that? That's not even my fault, that's not, they gotta send that to me, how are they gonna advertise that and not send it?
Approximately $8,000. I couldn't receive OSAP because I wasn't enrolled in courses, but I couldn't enroll in courses because of those outstanding fees. So I was kind of stuck in a bit of a loophole where I was pretty much forced not to be able to go back to school because of a lack of finances.
Teachers don't understand that you have to work, and your boss doesn't understand that you have to go to school. So you have to kind of pick, and that's something that would really help if somebody was a little more understanding of the student situation.
A lot of students, in fact, don't really have mom and dad to pay for them. It's a lot of them have to work and go to school at the same time. So I think that's the biggest misconception.
We all have our stuff, right, that we bring into us from our lives. And then when the pressure starts with school and the stress builds, whatever our stuff is, which was previously manageable, all of a sudden starts to feel unmanageable.
I worked so hard in high school to get university courses that I want to prove myself that I'm actually smart.
I chose to attend university based on what my family wanted for me.
Living with my parents, I didn't have a choice. It was either you go to school or you go out, find a job and support yourself. So in my case, school wasn't really, I didn't have an option.
Students feel a number of pressures, and I think it's something that's not only related to just them and their own feelings, but certainly parental pressures, pressures from friends and other family members. It can be really daunting to think about leaving school. Some students have been in school for 16 years or more, and so taking the path where you're no longer going to school every day, you're working on your own schedule, to going to working in a 9-to-5 job, and the pressures and the responsibilities that go with that is certainly something that can be very tough for many students.
I hope that I can get a stable job when I graduate.
I chose school over the workforce because you can't really get into the workforce without it now. I feel like you're gonna get a crappy job otherwise.
I just was done with school, was fed up of it, just wanted to get it done and go in the working world. Full-time meat clerk. Been working there 15 years, $19.50 an hour I get. Could be making more, and that's the regrets why I should have went to school. I stuck with school.
You know, like anybody else, I had a lot of moments during school where I felt like, do I really want to be doing this? Is this the right program for me? Everybody questions why they're doing it, but that's not the point. And you have to try and see the forest for the trees. And I'm 2 years removed from that. You start to realize the value in the education that you received and the value that was inherent in the amount of work that you put into it.
BMO recently did a study, and they had found out that over 70% of employers are looking for an undergraduate degree as the very first basis for deciding if they will hire someone. So even though, you know, undergraduate education is one of those things, the costs are rising, students are questioning, you know, whether, you know, their degree is going to get them somewhere, the market is still supporting bachelor's degrees, and so, you know, students should still continue on that path.
I mean, straight out of high school, you're not going to find too many high-paying or good jobs at all, really. I mean, you need that piece of paper that says you're a skilled professional at this or a skilled professional at something else.
One of the most lasting things that always sticks with me is my father's comment about school, that in school you learn how to learn. And I think that's very true.
The stresses around school when confronting them make me feel like I don't want to carry on, but that's just a defeatist attitude, and I'm usually a positive, upbeat person.
I would say one of the biggest things about employers' expectations for new graduates would be attitude. An attitude for learning, an attitude for being open and flexible to new ideas. Certainly they want someone who can take some initiative, but attitude, that positivity, that feeling that you do have something to contribute and that you're willing to learn and want to progress, I think really goes a very, very long way.
I actually like school. Like, I like attending class. It's fun to be in lectures sometimes. And it's interesting combos and stuff. So
No regrets. No regrets. I have 0 regrets.
University was a conscious effort. Definitely no regrets in that. You know, money's not everything, but the way I look at it is it's all worth it. It's all worth it in the end, because there's 2 kinds of currency. One is, you know, money, paper money, and the other is knowledge. So at the end of the day, at the end of the 4 years, you can't change that I've got that secondary currency and knowledge, and you can't change, you know, the piece of paper that I get with it. So either way, I'll have that, and it'll be an advantage rather than a disadvantage regardless of what happens. So there's no regrets there, that's for sure.